Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're at. Today is Saturday for another episode of the My Mortgage Hound live stream. Sorry, I missed you guys. The first to do a little R&R, have a little do a little hunting trip out there. But we're back. We have a great. This morning, our theme, as you notice with the intro, it's election weekend. It's election eve. We are just a couple days away from the election morning, and I came up with a White House theme. So we're gonna be looking at 3 homes today. All 3 homes are white, so it's a White House theme. Hopefully our connection isn't too bad. If anybody's in the chat, if you want to throw in how we're looking here. Okay. So housekeeping items I'm kind of excited to get to. We're gonna go a little out of order and we're gonna look right at our market statistics. So every week, Gavin Hutkins over at Berkshire Hathaway sends over our market statistics. So in my world, in the mortgage real estate world, so many people now are saying that everyone's waiting on the sidelines, waiting for the election to be over before they decide what they're going to do with home shopping. And nothing represents that better than these statistics. We're glitchy. Well, hopefully it smooths out. Okay, so look at these statistics. New listings in Clark went in a contract but haven't yet closed, 29% down, 164. Okay. Listings sold, so listings that were in contract that closed, down 9% at 155. Look, this is the biggest drop in all 3 of these statistics we've seen in a long time. And the only reason I can come up with is everyone's waiting for the election. For better or for worse, people are waiting for the election. So the election's on Tuesday. So we're gonna take a look next week. We're gonna bring up these statistics, compare them to the statistics over the next few weeks and see if we see a big bump in activity once the election is over. I'm sorry if we're glitchy. We're just gonna run with it this morning. I don't know what's causing the glitchiness, but we're gonna run with it. We'll see how diehard people are about fighting through the glitchiness to watch the live stream this morning. Okay, so we can see here, it's obvious. People are waiting on the sidelines. Let's take a look at our lockbox activity. So every time a real estate agent opens a lockbox on a home, that data is collected, and that's what we're looking at here. Lockbox activity in the state of Washington, down 8.7. So this represents our home shoppers week over week, down 8.7%. In Oregon, down 5.7%. These are significant numbers showing that people last week were not out shopping in the numbers we normally have. Again, people are waiting for the election. So it'll be fun to watch the next 3 or 4 weeks what happens with these numbers. Okay. Seasonality comes into play too. It's normal to see these numbers all dip a little bit as we get closer to the holidays. However, this is more significant than normal. All right, looks like our glitchiness is calming down a little bit. Hopefully everyone saw my theme. I thought that I woke up this morning, I'm like, I'm gonna do a White House theme. All right, so interest rates. All the interest rates that we use on this stream come from this website, Mortgage News Daily. Mortgage News Daily is my go-to website for all things interest. And the reason it's my go-to website is it gives us the most accurate, unbiased national average on mortgage interest rates. They're not a mortgage company. They don't lend. They're not advertising a mortgage company's rates. So it's very accurate. 30-year fixed, 7.09. That's ticked up a little bit. Okay, this is your conventional interest rates. jumbo 7.15. There is almost no difference between a jumbo loan with a loan amount of 806 or higher versus a conforming loan at 7.09. Almost no difference. That margin fluctuates, and right now it's almost the same, which is interesting. Our government loans, FHA, which we're going to be looking at today, 6.62, 6.64, high fives. See what happens next week. If you want my projections, okay, and I say I watch the economy and interest rates all day, every day, and on my best day, I'm right about half the time, okay? So I think no matter who wins the election on Tuesday, the market's geared to see a drop in interest rates. Now again, the feds don't control mortgage interest rates. They control the Fed fund rate. Mortgages are traded on an open market. And what that market doesn't like is an unpredictable news. In my opinion, the markets don't like the fact the election is so close. In case that glitched out, in my opinion, the markets don't like it that the election is so unpredictable. Which is why we've seen a big bump in interest rates in the last 4 or 5 weeks. So that leads me to think that no matter who wins the election, the fact that the election is over, we could see a drop in interest rates. Now, if you look back to previous elections, and a lot of people are going to disagree with me if you go back through all the elections and all the data, that they'll say, oh, interest rates really aren't impacted by the election. But I remember 2016. When Dow futures were down, the Dow was up 600-700 points, and interest rates fell, and again this week. Okay. Again, we must be very glitchy this morning. Not a lot of activity in chat, but that's okay. We're going to push forward. All right, so let's dive into it. Like I said, my theme today is White House. White House and a little bit of home affordability. We're going to look at first-time home buyer homes, starter homes, okay? And then next week, we're going to pull up the same homes with next week's interest rates. And we're going to see how big of an impact the election had on home affordability. We're extremely glitchy, so it's kind of distracting. All right, so our first home, we're going to 7113 Northeast 55th Avenue in Vancouver, 98661. This single story ranch is 3 beds, 2 baths, 1,540 square feet. Built in 1974 on a 1/4 acre lot. Not a lot of starter homes come on a 1/4 acre lot. This home is listed by Kristen Babby with John L. Scott. Let's see what she has to say. Nestled in a peaceful and welcoming neighborhood, stunning single-level home on a 1/4 acre. It's been meticulously renovated from top to bottom. New roof, check. New heating and cooling, check. Step inside to a spacious living room. Wood-burning fireplace. Gourmet kitchen, quartz countertops, brand new appliances, soft close cabinets, under cabinet lighting. Big bonus room, ample parking, RV parking. Backyard is a private oasis, beautiful trees, covered patio. Okay, so this home has, checks a lot of boxes, right? For a older home, we're built in 1974, been remodeled, it has a lot of those extra touches, which will be interesting to compare to the other 2 homes we're gonna look at. Let's dive into some pictures. So very mature landscaping, nice flat driveway, decent curb appeal. There's that RV storage, nice wide gate on their fence. It's got that very hot paint scheme, black and white, kind of a farmhouse paint. New door. Inside the house looks like new construction. Okay, so nice little entryway into a living area, and I could see that wood burning fireplace. Recessed lighting. Looks like we have laminate floors, so very clean. A breakfast nook. I like how they put a TV in the breakfast nook. Kind of an interesting light fixture. Little counter in the kitchen. Like the white cabinets. Very nice lighting. There's our bonus room with a slider out back. That's kind of nice. All new doors on the, those look like new doors to me. Could be wrong, but those look like new doors throughout the house. At least freshly painted doors. Bedroom number one. Bedrooms are a little on the small side, but we're dealing with 1,500 square feet, and we have a living room and a bonus room. So I would expect the square footage in the bedrooms to be a little smaller. Bedroom number two, bedroom number three. Hard to tell which one is the primary. Guest bath. Okay, so here's our primary bath. Nice shower, tile shower. You know, a lot of these LED fixtures, they're super nice, but I wonder if these, or if they can be replaced with ones that have adjustable color temperature. So it's not so blue, that blue-white. It makes a huge difference if you can warm that color temperature up a little bit. Okay, this must be our primary here. Yes. So lots of rooms in this house. There's our backyard, covered patio. 1/4 acre. They have a refrigerator outside. Interesting. Okay, what do you guys think? All right, you guys ready to look at some numbers? Before we do, I just want to change one thing here. Okay. So on all three homes, we're going to put these side by side one at a time, okay? We're going to be doing FHA. FHA is not a first-time homebuyer program, but it goes well with our theme of home affordability, first-time homebuyer, starter home. It's not just for first-time homebuyers. Anybody can use it, but it is really designed for people getting started in home ownership, meaning they're easier to qualify for higher debt-to-income limits. So if you have student loans, you know, fresh out of college, you're carrying some consumer debt, it's a little easier to qualify for. They also don't penalize you as hard on credit score. So a lot of people getting started in home ownership might have a lower credit score because they do have a little higher debt. And the interest rates, like I said, if we go back to our Mortgage News Daily, the interest rates tend to be a little bit lower on government loans like FHA, because there's forced mortgage insurance. So we're going to look at that. Okay, so here our purchase price is $535,000. FHA requires 3.5% down, which makes our loan amount $525,826. We're using the interest rate straight off of Mortgage News Daily. These aren't the interest rates my company is advertising. This is the national average, 6.62. If we look at our payment breakdown here, principal and interest would be $33.60. Mortgage insurance. Mortgage insurance does nothing for you other than allows you to put less than 20% down. FHA has two forms of mortgage insurance. This is the first. It's a monthly, $235 a month on this home, and it's a percentage base, so $235 a month on this home. You have that mortgage insurance for the life of the loan. In this market, that's not such a concern. The chances of us keeping this mortgage longer than 3 years is very low. Okay? If we do see interest rates improve over the next year, 18 months, there's going to be an opportunity to refinance, and we can remove that mortgage insurance at that time. So if we add these four numbers together, we get a total payment of $4,009 a month. How does that number question, and a lot of people are, but it's a very important question to ask, first-time home buyer. There's going to be one of three answers to that question. How that payment feels emotionally. It's $18,725. Closing costs around $36.91. Here's that second form of mortgage insurance. Like I said on the last screen, FHA has two forms of mortgage insurance. Here's the second. They charge an upfront funding fee that gets added to your portion of that could be refunded back to you depending on how long you've had it. Prepaid taxes, insurance, and homeowners insurance premium, and it's going to pay for any prorated days of interest for the month we close in. So if we're going to write an offer on this house and we're going to close in December, this is my favorite time of year to explain this, because if we're going to close in December, that means my first payment is not due until February 1st. So what a great time of year right around Christmas to be able to push your first payment out to February to pay for our closing costs and prepaids for us. So the HA is a great program to pair with some of the down payment assistance programs out there, like Washington State Bond can cover your down payment for you, so you could literally come in with $0 out of pocket. Okay. So I know it's not the most exciting home. You guys see the theme? White House themed. I found three houses that are so close, same color, one-story ranches. You know, I get a lot of questions about Washington Bond and down payment assistance programs and what it takes to qualify for them. Down payment is different requirements. The biggest requirement you're going to want to look for the most popular one in Washington, which we just talked about briefly, was that Washington Bond. I'll do it to the Washington State Housing Authority. They'll have tables and charts with all the income. It's based off of your household, how many kids you have, all that. So we'll go over that in another episode, but down payment assistance programs are great, but you're going to want to make sure that you fit the criteria for them. 60 square feet, so we've gone down a little bit in square footage from the last home, and we are up in Battleground. But this home's very similar, but I don't think we're on a quarter acre here. Large lot, it's, you know, paint, storage, fully fenced backyard. But you can see where they've left some more updating opportunities if you wanted to. You can come in and paint these cabinets white, but also a lot less updating projects that wouldn't. This must be our primary. Light fixtures are an inexpensive way to update a room. In fact, if I was selling this house, I would have put brand new, spent the $500 to get brand new fixtures for all the rooms to really bring it current. Yeah, rooms are on the smaller size, but we are dealing with 1,200 square feet. Okay, so here's our primary. I don't know what I think. It's kind of a trendy thing on new homes. Nice built-in cabinets. Got your washer and dryer in the garage, not a big deal. Those cabinets can be expensive. Those custom garage cabinets. Good little. And I'm going to put these numbers side by side. Here. So we're going to compare the last house to this home. Two very similar houses, $535 to $450 on this house. So pretty significant difference in price. With we're going FHA again, so 3.5% down makes our loan amount $442, $283. Same interest rate at 6.62%. If we go to our payment breakdown, our principal and interest $28.30. Property taxes down $100 to $234. Mortgage insurance, $198 for a total payment of $33.37. Our closing costs, down payment isn't that big of a difference, right? From $535 to $450. $15,750 for our down payment. Closing costs are the same. The upfront mortgage insurance that's financed into your loan, it's a little bit less at $8,033. Prepaid taxes and insurance about the same. So total out of pocket $23,441, but we can ask the sellers to pay all of our closing costs for us, so we're coming in with just our $15,750. And again, you could partner that with a down payment assistance program such as Washington Bond and come in with $0 out of pocket. So if we compare those two homes, it's a $672. Okay, house number 3. What do you think it's going to right off the bat? House number 3. What do you think it's going to right off the bat? We have 98665. Home is listed by Jacob Sanchez. Next generation, get on a DR Horton build, right? West Hazeldale. Again, home has been completely remodeled. New roof. What a beautiful for curb appeal. Okay, so we have a chain link fence. Nice little living area. Like the new windows. A 1,000 square foot home. The ceiling, those look like painted cabinets, nothing wrong with that. And we do have a tile under the counter mount sink. Pictures. Guest bedroom. Bedroom converted to an office. $434,900 for our purchase. $1,442. Principal and interest $2,735. Property taxes $288. Homeowners insurance $75. Mortgage insurance drops down to $191 for a total crap out of you at $4,000. Look like what we were able to do on the same programs. Okay, we're not doing any mortgage tricks, but we get that payment down to $32.89 for a house that is almost identical. Yes, we're making sacrifices. We have a smaller lot. We're dropping about 500 square feet. Not as high end of a remodel, not a quarter-acre lot, but everything else is there, okay? Now, $32.89 is still a large payment. That's why I'm so excited to see next week. We're going to come back. We're going to look at these same homes next week with the interest rates post-election and see if it was smart to be waiting on the sidelines or if it didn't have an impact at all. So we're not going to know until next week. So we're going to come back and look at that. If we go to closing costs, our down payment's almost identical, $15,222. Closing costs, everything's the same. Upfront mortgage insurance, $77.64, $22,912 out of pocket. We can have the seller pay for all of our closing costs. We could come in with just $119 off that first house. Let me scroll down so you guys can see that. Have a big impact on your payment. But just home shopping in a smart way, and the real estate agent in town, and I was looking at his Instagram feed this morning, and he had a statistic on there that Clark County is the 4th less than Portland. So home affordability, like I said in the beginning in my patriotic entry, after this election nonsense is decided and we have a clear direction on where we're going with either candidate. Okay, what'd you guys think? How was my stream? Besides really glitchy. Looks like we might be dead in the water. Well, if we are still live, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you back here next week. Bye, everybody.